all banded. A little bit contaminated.
So I'm having Arizona completely free. And
Okay, perfect. After that, like I said, it's up to your guys' discretion. Water boxes next to the road.
Yep, Seneca Smith, Seneca Smith.
okay, and what's your position here at the forest?
I'm a fire chief and a public information officer.
Okay, and so here we're in the Angeles National Forest. We're working a major incident. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on right now?
Yeah, right now we're in the what's called the initial attack phase of the fire. It's broke out just shortly after 1:30 this afternoon up the East Fork of the San Gabriel River corridor. It actually ran uphill very, very fast. It was fairly heavy vegetation in the area and very steep slopes, and with it being hot and dry, it rapidly spread to close to 100 acres at this point.
Okay, and so we saw some civilians up there. Did they need to be evacuated, or how did that go with evacuations?
Yeah, Sheriff and CHP took care of that, and essentially what they did was they had a lot of the public in the area clear out of the area because they closed the road down to the East Fork of the San Gabriel River, and basically they just got everybody out so that there wouldn't be any traffic or any safety concerns with the public in that area.
Okay, and so right now we're seeing, there's not as much smoke going on. The fire behavior seems to have moderated a bit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. As I mentioned, it was fairly active in the heat of the day. It's also on a south-facing slope where a lot of the heat from the sun comes from. As the sun starts to set lower in the horizon, you start to get shading on the fuels and the slope, and so that actually really helps reduce the amount of fire activity out there.
Okay, and so right now, what's the #1 priority of the firefighters? As the fire behavior has moderated, is the main priority to just stop the spread in general, or what's the main priority?
That's correct. The firefighters on the ground are actually putting in a containment line with cutting away fuels and putting in what we call a hand line, and they're backing that up with hose from engines. The aircraft are working on the very north end where the fire ran to help keep that head of the fire knocked down so it's not spreading anymore. So the ultimate goal is to go for 100% containment and 100% suppression.
Okay, and so overnight, we're going to have crews working. How long are we expected to see fire behavior until it moderates?
For tonight or tomorrow?
Just in general.
There's still a potential for some active fire behavior tonight just because we're not really getting a lot of humidity recovery overnight. And then of course it'll only increase as it warms up tomorrow. So there's still a lot of work to be done, and we do have a lot more resources on their way to come help us with this fire.
Okay, and right now, do we know what the cause could be, or is that still under investigation?
It's still under investigation at this time.
Okay, and
But definitely it's got to be human caused because we have not had lightning in the area.
okay, and is there anything that you'd like the public to know about this fire? Any information?
The Angeles National Forest, as of last Friday, just went from high to very high fire danger, which means that there's a lot more opportunity for a spark or carelessness to ignite a fire, and we saw how quickly this moved. So if you're out there in the forest or around the brush and trees, just be extremely careful with any activity you're doing that may cause a spark.
Sounds good.